counting basically everything, so you know those numbers are correct. Quality research basically more are sort of type of interview. What are their feedback? What are their recommendation type? Something you cannot count. So you need to actually focus certain groups, and you need to choose certain observation, and basically you can document after you analyze it. Okay. Now, you can do actually research with human subjects. Basically, human subjects basically means you are actually interviewing certain specific person, or you are actually, like in psychology class in your college life, actually we participate in a lot of primary research. So because we are actually working with a real human being, they have to comply with certain ethical guideline and basically submit research plan. And like when you are actually doing survey is basically you are generating certain questions, survey question, and other people are actually answering your survey. Then you can actually use that to get qualitative information as well as quantitative research. For example, let's say, if you are trying to do some research, how often actually people go to discount store, in your survey you will be asking how many times actually do you shop at the discount store. So those will be quantitative research. But if you are asking, what is your opinion to improve, or what is your recommendation to, let's say, Walmart or Costco, to improve their service, you're asking for more qualitative information. Now, these usability testing basically means how is it easy for those people who are answering your survey to basically answer, to reply your survey. So you will say how clear are your instructions in your survey question, and how quickly can user find information in header file, or how useful are the illustration in user guide. So basically you are trying to find some information, whether people had easier time to understand the information in your user guide or manual. So you are asking people certain question in your survey. And the same policy in university. In the university, we so-called had plagiarism. Plagiarism is something you copy somebody else's homework, or you are copying somebody else's quotation, somebody else's report without citing somebody else's reference. So whenever you do any type of a research paper, you have to actually avoid plagiarism. And when you actually make a documentation, you like to make a variety of documentation using more statistic, graph, and sort of things. And I think later on in chapter, we do have other chapter more talking about the designing of the documents. Okay, as far as avoiding plagiarism, to avoid the plagiarism, you have to cite all the sources from all the information that you got from the web page or library. And this includes any quotation, paragraph, and summaries. And also, why should you document your sources thoroughly and accurately? Means why should you cite information? That is our courtesy. That is our ethic. That is a law. By law, you cannot copy somebody's quotation or somebody's report unless you actually get individual approval from that person, from the author. But by citing, by putting this paper, I got this quotation from somebody, law allow you to use that information on your paper. Okay, then we talk about variety of documentation. In variety of documentation, there are basically many documentation like American Psychological Association, Council of Biology Editors, Modern Language Association, Chicago Manual of Style, or Bar Association, or Accounting Board. Every basically organization, they do have their different format of documentation. And always we are coming back to very fundamental concept in technical research again, ABC format. And what was the ABC format? First was abstract, second was body, and conclusion. So in ABC format, in abstract, basically you need to identify the question, problem, issue being researched, and review the published research about the topic or secondary sources, and overview the organization plan of the document. So abstract is always introduction. Basically, introduction starts with what is proposed on my writing and who am I writing this paper for. So you start with identify the question, problem, and basically begin to review the topics in the web searching or library. In the body, you want to explain the methodology you use to gather the information. If it is from primary resources, you want to basically explain how you did your research or survey. And in the body, you want to present the result using table, chart, and graph, and interpret the finding through analysis and discussion. And in conclusion, basically, you want to make some type of recommendation or prediction, or if there was any solution you had to find, what solution you have found. Now, this slide actually go back to abstract introduction. In basically informational abstract, basically we always have to write, what are the basically what format are we going to use, what will be purpose of writing, and length. So many times, if this is quite long report, we actually use table of contents for reader to flip it through how many pages are there, and also in the table of content, the readers actually know what are the title, subtitle, and they can get the general idea. And more in descriptive abstract, again, same thing. And in the guideline for writing research abstract, you can highlight the main point, sketch out the outline, begin with the short purpose statement, maintain full style, and avoid technical terms reader may not know. Now this basically abstract is introduction. So basically many times you, rather than just writing one long paragraph, you want to break down into what was the purpose, what was the problem, and what you're looking for. So give some basically topics and divide into different sequences. Okay, so this is the last slide. So I think the best practice of actually doing research is to go into internet and just try different research and using different methodology. Then you will get used to it. And nowadays, actually, I always we call Google it. I always go into Google and find information. Either I am writing report, proposal, business plan. I always find the keyword type into Google, and I find some sample, some template, and some of the article before I begin to write it, so I can get general idea. So nowadays, you are living in 21st century with the internet age, and you might as well use that internet advantage and make that habit of your life. Then your life, you're either in college writing or in workplace writing, will be much easier and much more efficient. Okay, thank you. We'll end today.